Starting on the Daily Monitor this morning, it says, top schools relax cutoff points for S1. It says the country's Ivy League schools have relaxed entry points, while others have set the bar a bit higher than last year in a selection exercise that might see more students admitted to secondary school. Also on the Daily Monitor this morning, it's top of the screen that says, will Kenzo bring our first Grammy Award? That's on page 22 on the scoop.
Grammy is in a few days, right? I think so. It's around the corner, so I wish them all the best.
It'll be interesting to see a Ugandan Grammy Award winner. Government to release pay for LCs, and that's from Mayezi. And in jobs opportunities, of course, in certain places there, including NMG, Annabelle, WFP, and others. Just a few stories, actually, this morning on the Daily Monitor in Uganda.
All right, now let's head over to Cameroon on the front page of the Guardian Post. The big story this morning says, suspected killers of Martinez Zogo arrested, but government conceals identity of arrested persons, says others on the run. So that's the update with that there. We also have private media in shock as government allocates paltry 56 MFCFA as subvention. Disgruntled media representatives storm out of session in protest. Orange Cameroon commits to add color to 2023 mountain race. At the top of the paper, we have Limbe, PMUC staker wins 53 million FCFA. And there is a final story this morning that talks about the personality of the week. And the personality of the week on the front page of the Guardian Post is Professor Aime Boni, who's a cardiologist and lecturer at Douala University. It'd be interesting to know why he's the personality of the week. But we celebrate you. We always celebrate African excellence here on Breakfast Central. That's all we can take this morning. Let's move over to the Punch in Nigeria.
All right, the big one on the Punch there. It says, new Naira crisis. Aso Rock forces inciting Nigerians against the APC. Make this make sense.
I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly, because the Aso Rock is currently, filled with the APC. It's currently ruled by the APC, and of course that includes the president and the whole machinery of government. So I'm not sure what the governor of Kaduna State is complaining about or what exactly he's trying to say. It says cabal misinforming Buhari, Atiku benefiting from Naira confusion. That's from the Kaduna State governor once again. And good question, a good time to ask, if the Kaduna State governor now admits that there is a cabal.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Come out to vote even if they devalue Naira drastically, Tinubu tells supporters.
Who is this day?
Exactly. Who exactly is the day? And, I said this, in the last 2 days, that this is the first time that I'm seeing that the government is not trying to ease the suffering of Nigerians in the few days to the elections.
I had this conversation with someone, and another angle was raised that typically we would see a lot of eye service. That's the order of the different elections. But that Nigeria is so broke, so much so that they don't even afford the eye service? To afford the eye service.
All right, CBN policy inflicting pain on the masses and businesses, say NLC, TUC, and Niger State governor. All right, a sad story of a building collapse in Abuja. It says 3 killed as Abuja building collapses after extra floor.
But who will be reprimanded for this? Who will be put behind bars for this? We've talked about building collapses every time. I can't count how many building collapses we've talked about on this show. But at the end of the day, we don't see much investigation being done.
There's not a lot of fixing that happens after disaster in Nigeria, because we don't really learn lessons because the government, doesn't seem to understand the level of accountability it should have to the Nigerian people, Nigerian lives and property, or security of Nigerian lives and property. And that's why, because, every other month when you hear about a building collapse or you hear about a container falling on a vehicle or a trailer crushing, passengers, and you still don't see that anything is different with the laws and regulations that, with regards building projects and, trailers on the road. It tells you that the government really hasn't understood the priority that should be placed on human life and property. And the people themselves have also gotten to accept that government will maybe never listen to them and they will never be able to make those demands of their government.
Well, what we then see is condemnation. So the government condemns for a couple of days. And after condemning, what next? Who's made to face the rhythm?
A few other stories. Missing crude probe. IG refers reps to Malami. PDP knocks Wike, accuses governor of anti-party activities. And also VP Clark says Okowa betrayed South and governor protests. Just 2 other stories this morning. Bandits display new Naira notes. Experts indict bankers. UK turned down the Ziani extradition request, says the AIG. And finally, smuggling. Government shuts 270 filling stations. These are the big stories on the Punch newspapers this morning.
And the traffic is about to get worse. Now, moving over from the Punch newspaper, let's head over to The Nation. On the front page of The Nation, CBN pegs daily withdrawal across counter at 20,000 naira. Cashless banks turn back customers. APC governors to meet president today. The big story there says, El Rufai, Fashola, Buhari's backing for Tinubu solid. President supporting APC candidate says Lai Mohammed, no split in APC. This is quite questionable. You know, them saying that the backing of the president, you know, for the APC candidate is very solid. Let the president come out and say it by himself. He can't be speaking on behalf of someone and the person is saying something else and telling other people, vote whoever you want to vote. Yeah. Well, on the one hand, you know that he's trying to play fair because he's governor, a president. He's not trying to lord his decision. But in time past, we've seen other presidents campaign for their
fully supporting, you know, and getting on the campaign train with their candidates.
It's not just even in Nigeria. In Kenya, we saw that with Uhuru Kenyatta. He was very vocal about, this is who I'm supporting, this is who I'm throwing my weight behind. But we didn't see that in Nigeria. Excuse me. APC candidate restate commitment to job creation credit facility for businesses. Nigeria satellite to serve 54 African nations. Supreme Court okays Oyetola. Okay. Oyetola. Okay. Anyway, NNPCL firm signed $740 million pack to fix Kaduna refinery. Edwin Clark slams Okowa, asks governor to quit race. This has been an ongoing conversation from, you know, the times of Asaba Accord. And there have been conversations, there have been attacks on Okowa saying that he hasn't upheld the agreements in the Asaba Accord and basically sort of being there for the people of the South and projecting them in the office of the presidency. But I doubt that he's going to turn back at this time. There are some other sub-stories I probably would not go into. Kwankwaso forecloses alliance with other parties. All right, I should probably go into this. Wike explains cancellation of permit for Atiku's rally venue. We will deliver Plateau to APC, says Nentawe youths. PRP candidate Abiola promises true federalism. And that's all we can take this morning on the papers. Let's delve into the big stories today.